Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Today on The Young and the Restless, Tracy and Alan make future plans. Details about Faith and Lucy's accident come to light, and Billy forces Adam's hand. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At the club bar, Billy downs a shot and asks the bartender for another one. He flashes to Chelsea's confession that she cheated with Adam. Downing the next shot, he slaps money on the bar and walks out. At Adam's place, he looks out onto the terrace as he flashes to lying to Sally that he and Chelsea didn't sleep together. He thinks back to the sex in Baltimore, grimaces, and rereads Chelsea's text, saying she told Bill the truth. He's about to walk out the door when Sally appears on the stairs and asks where he's going. Adam claims he has to go get his laptop at the office. Sally knows he backs everything up to the server. Can't he get it from there? Adam says a spreadsheet from Nick didn't transfer. He wants to handle things now that he's back and not foist it off on his brother again. He opens the door to leave and Billy's standing there. Tracy and Alan arrive arm in arm at the jazz club. She's pleased that he likes it and reminds him of Paris. They sit, and Tracy worries about him, feeling bored in her hometown. Alan tells her he's actually looking for a place to live there. It's Oak, right? Tracy says only if he's sure it's what he wants. She doesn't want him to feel pressured or put on the spot. Her family never should have grilled him. Alan insists he meant every word he said. He asks if he was being presumptuous. Tracy loves the idea of being in the same city to see where this adventure takes them. She just wants him to be sure that's Geno City, as she couldn't bear it if he resented her later. Alan chuckles that she still doesn't understand how much he cares about her. He thinks their wires are crossed, and he's going to fix that. Alan tells Tracy he could never resent her. He chose to leave Paris. She's changed his life for the better. Tracy feels they haven't talked about it enough. Alan tells her they can live in Geno City or New York. He's happy either way, but he wants to know what she's thinking. Tracy says she has a beautiful community in New York, but the city itself can be frenetic and overwhelming. She thinks their relationship might have a better chance of success there, however. Alan doesn't understand what worries her about living in Geno City. Tracy explains that she's her own person in New York, not just an Abbott. What they have is new and fragile, and she worries if they're in Geno City, the old bad habits might get in the way. In the hospital, Nick and Sharon plead with Faith to wake up. Nearby, Heather and Daniel do the same with Lucy, who comes to. They tell her she was in a car with Faith Newman. Does she remember? Lucy starts to panic. Sharon asks Nick if he thinks Faith hit her head on the steering wheel. Nick isn't sure, but he promises all of the necessary tests will be performed. Sharon cries, "Why are we here again? Why does this keep happening to us?" Nick doesn't know. Sharon recalls that the last time Faith was in a car wreck, she was drinking. Nick's sure she wouldn't have done that again. Sharon cries, "Why won't she wake up?" In the next bed, Lucy cries out, "Faith? Are you there, Faith?" Nick and Sharon are relieved when Faith comes to. "Oh, thank God." Nick pulls back the curtain and Lucy cries, "Faith, oh my God, this is all my fault." Heather tries to calm her. Lucy cries out for Faith to please just tell her she's okay. At Adam's place, Sally asks what Billy is doing there. Billy shoulders past Adam and walks into the living room as the Newman protests that he doesn't have time for this. Billy informs him he'll have to make time. Sally asks if something is wrong with Connor. Billy says Connor's fine, but there's definitely something wrong. Adam informs Billy this can wait. Billy's waited long enough. Sally asks, "For what?" Billy addresses Adam. "You couldn't do it, could you? You couldn't do it. You couldn't muster the strength to tell the woman you love the truth." Sally asks Adam what he's talking about. Adam tries to get her to go back to bed. She won't. Billy says Chelsea told him the truth. She had the courage to be honest with him. Adam wants him out. He's drunk and needs to go sleep it off. Sally shuts the door. No, let him stay. In the hospital, Faith tells Lucy she's okay. It was just a horrible accident. Lucy asks if her head hurts. Faith doesn't want to talk right now. They need to rest. Nick and Daniel go looking for the doctor, and Sharon pulls the curtain so she can speak to Faith, who apologizes for scaring them. Sharon asks if she's able to tell her what happened. In the next cubicle, Heather asks Lucy why she said this was her fault. Lucy tells her that she snuck out to meet Faith, and after seeing her, she was feeling really down. "So I got some vodka." Heather gulps. Lucy says it wasn't much, and she knew right away it was wrong. So she texted Faith, "I'm sorry, Mom." In Faith's cubicle, she tells Sharon that when she went to help Faith, she discovered that she'd been drinking again. She was scared, crying, and ashamed of herself. She definitely regretted it. Sharon asks if she drank too. Faith swears she didn't. She explains that Lucy asked her to take her home. In Lucy's cubicle, she tells Heather that Faith was driving her home in her car. "Everything was fine at first, and then I started to feel sick." She recalls Faith reaching into the back to grab a towel. In Faith's cubicle, she tells her mother that she only took her attention off the road for a minute, but she lost control of the car. In the jazz lounge, Alan and Tracy reflect on supporting family members and putting their needs ahead of their own. Tracy loves her family, but she may have neglected her own needs in the process. Alan says, "You're the protector." He thinks she's a lot better at it than he was. He wants to know what he can do to make her happy. Tracy laughs. It's hard to believe that he's really there and that, across the world, they found each other. She marvels that he gets her so well. Alan teases, "I'm a genius." They laugh. Alan tells her he wants to give her the world. Tracy says that's all she wants to give him too. They kiss. In his apartment, Adam tells Sally that Billy is drunk. She thinks they need to hear him out. Billy tells Adam that he didn't fight with Chelsea in Baltimore. "You're still lying through your teeth." He accuses him of taking advantage of Chelsea's pain and calls him a selfish bastard. Adam hollers, "You didn't know what we were facing. My son had just been admitted into treatment for trying to hurt himself." Billy sneers, "And you decided to come together, didn't you?" Sally wipes away a tear. Adam starts, "Look, I don't know what Chelsea told you, but," Billy bellows, "everything. She told me everything, Adam, and I can tell by Sally's face that you told her nothing." Adam turns to look at Sally, who has tears running down her cheeks as her lip quivers. At the hospital, the doctor tells Nick and Daniel that the girls have no internal injuries, but she'd like to keep them overnight for observation and further tests. Daniel asks, "You think they're going to be okay though, right?" The doctor asks Daniel, "Can we talk privately?" Daniel tells the doctor she can say whatever she has to say in front of Nick. She tells him Lucy had alcohol in her system. Nick asks, "But not Faith?" The doctor says it's a good thing Faith was the one driving. In Faith's cubicle, she worries this must be so triggering for her mother, who has been there before with her, and Cassie. Sharon tells her they don't have to do this now. She needs to rest. Faith says it must be her worst nightmare, another accident and drinking. She worries about Sharon's bipolar meds being messed up. Sharon just wants to get Faith whatever treatment she needs. Faith doesn't think it's that bad. She was wearing her seatbelt. She cries, "I'm so tired. I really just want to go home, Mom." Sharon cries and comforts her. In the jazz lounge, Tracy asks Alan what he might do with Geno City. He'll probably do speaking engagements and lectures, but he might write a book. Tracy teases him about trying to stake her thunder. Alan chuckles that he wouldn't write fiction. "I think I'm going to write about my brother. He thinks it will be good for him and help him process what happened." Tracy supports him whatever he decides. Alan says he loved Martin a lot, but he's glad he can't harm anyone else, or himself. Switching gears, Alan asks her to dance with him. In Adam's apartment, he tells Billy to get out. Billy doesn't expect him to be honest with him, but Sally defended him the entire time. He tells her, "I'm really sorry you found out this way," and then leaves. Once the door closes, Sally rages at Adam. You lied. You lied right to my face." Adam tells her, "Don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about, Sally." Sally can't believe that he's actually going to keep doing this. Adam complains that Bill despises him. She screams, "Oh my God, Adam, stop it. Stop it. Just tell me the truth right now. Tell me the truth right now, or we're finished. I will walk out that door and never come back." In the jazz lounge, Tracy and Alan laugh and canoodle on the dance floor. She assures him she doesn't mind him moving there. He's happy with his room at the club right now, which just happens to be right upstairs. They kiss and Tracy asks to see the view from his room. He pulls her by the hand up out of the lounge. In the hospital, Nick tells Faith she and Lucy have to stay the night. She cries that she hates this place. Nick assures her it's just one night. Her injuries don't seem to be severe. Sharon stiffly declares that they'll follow the doctor's orders. She turns to look at the curtain. Behind it, Daniel tells Lucy they'll get her out of there as soon as they can. Lucy asks if the doctor said anything else. Heather shoots Daniel a look. He says they can talk at home. Lucy guesses he knows about the drinking. "I'm in so much trouble, aren't I, Dad?" At Adam's place, Sally tells him to stop insulting her intelligence. He's done that enough already. She warns that he's out of time. If he wants a chance with her, he needs to stop stalling and lying and tell her the truth. Adam hesitates, so she grabs her keys. He calls. "Sally, wait please." He sighs, "Oh, fine. Yes, what Billy said is true. All of it is true, and I'm so sorry." In crimson lights, Billy orders a black coffee to go. He turns to see Chelsea walking in the door. He says he was going to text her. "Is Connor sleeping?" She says yes, and asks how he is. Billy says he went and had a couple drinks, and then went and confronted Adam. Chelsea had a feeling that might happen. "Dare I ask how that went?" Billy shrugs that no punches were thrown. Chelsea's glad to hear it. Billy says he didn't seem surprised to see him. He was defensive and on guard, as though he expected him to show up. Chelsea admits that she texted him to let him know she told him the truth. Billy sneers. "How considerate of you." Chelsea wasn't protecting Adam. Billy argues that she was thinking of him. Chelsea says they have to maintain a civil relationship for Connor's sake. He didn't want her to tell the truth. Chelsea learns that Sally was there and had a pretty good idea of the truth by the time he left. Chelsea wishes she'd handled this differently. Billy tells her she's not like Adam, who had no instinct to do the right thing. He thinks Sally will have a hard time getting over this one. Chelsea asks, "What about me? Can you forgive me?" Billy shakes his head. "I don't know." At Adam's place, Adam says that night in Baltimore, he and Chelsea were terrified and at their very lowest, scared to death about Connor. He was trying to be strong, but felt like he couldn't breathe. They opened up a bottle and had too much to drink. It led to a moment. "Chelsea and I slept together," Sally gasps. Finally, Adam says it meant nothing. They were caught up in fear and desperation. Sally tells him he's lied to her every day since. Adam thought he was doing the right thing. Sally fumes. "How, Adam? I asked you point blank earlier if you slept with Chelsea, and you lied right to my face." After he doubled down, Adam lied because he was afraid to lose her. Sally says, "Billy's right. You are a coward." She runs up the stairs to the bedroom. In the hospital, Faith apologizes to her parents again for worrying them. She feels so stupid and should have been more careful. "I just took my eyes off of the road for a second." Nick tells he it's all right. It was just an accident. Sharon says, "You wanted to help Lucy. She was in trouble and she needed you. She needed your help." Suddenly, instead of Faith in the bed, Sharon sees Cassie. Nick asks, "Sharon, are you okay?" Sharon insists she's fine, just fine. "I'm going to step out for a second." Faith asks where she's going. Sharon only said she'll be right back. Faith asks Nick to look after her. "I know she's thinking about Cassie." Nick tells Faith her mom is strong and will get through whatever this is. Faith knows this must be bringing up awful memories. In the hallway, Sharon staggers and grabs for the wall. Cameron appears and says, "Faith's right, isn't she? It's too similar. Car accident, drinking, Daniel Romalotti. It all leads back to Cassie, doesn't it?" Next on The Young and the Restless, Jack and Diane worry about Victor's influence on Kyle. Chelsea seeks forgiveness from Billy, and Adam is forced to come clean with Sally.